Hey everyone, and welcome back to Gearbox. Last episode, I actually worked on this truck, and I pretty much finished it off camera, but that's not what this video's for. The one before that, I think I was working on this truck. Um, I've kind of settled on just using this gearbox for now, just for simplicity's sake. I will be eventually changing it out for something else, but whatever. Um, There's a couple things I would like to finish up. Like I need to adjust the floor because of that bit. Um, I'm not sure if I want to fill in this hole or not. I feel like that would be a good hole just to like let air out. I need to paint that bit. I need to paint that. So I'm going to quickly go over the drivetrain, make sure it's complete, which it looks like it is. I think everything's connected, yeah. Most of the things are connected. I still need to do the bottom lights and stuff again. Someone commented on putting orange turn signals on the back. It already has orange signals on the back, so I don't know what you've been watching or paying attention to or whatever. I am going to switch that out for one of these. So yeah, it's basically just painting it at this point and connecting the batteries, which I'll do that off camera because it's quite boring. So let's adjust the floor. This would be easier if I, excuse me, this would be easier if I removed the cab. Oh, I also have to connect the steering. Okay, so since the front of the leaves don't move, I'm going to shorten this. That down, and then lengthen that so that I can get gear up there. Let's use a crown gear. Like so. And then I'm going to bring a half round down right there. I do want to move the battery because that's in the way. I'm also thinking of making these shackles longer. So I'll do that really quick as well. Why did I do it like that? That's weird. Alright, so make these one longer. It'll just... the physics will work a little bit better is all. Okay. Bring that up, and there we go. Make sure that can rotate, make sure that's locked. Same with this side. Rotate, lock. Okay, cool. Now for the steering itself, I would like to move this over a bit. I could just use the pulleys, but when you use pulleys on the steering, it tends to not stay lined up properly. So I try to only use gears for the steering, and then I also like to do it in a way that the cab can come off and still attach and go back on properly. Can I show this as an example? Yes. So you've got this part here which goes from the steering box up and back, even though it is done horribly. But then this part is not attached to this part, it's just the gears meshed together, so you can easily take the body off and put it back on without having to worry about connecting anything like pulleys or whatever. Just makes it a bit simpler. This I should bring back a block higher. Oops. So I'm going to do similarly to that other truck, even though it looks bad. Go like that. Let's grab a couple of the 8-tooth spur gears. One there, and one there. Make sure it can rotate. Okay. And then now I need to get that attached to there. So, how high it is, like how close it is to the top of the hood, I can't use a bigger gear. I wish it was easier to put things on an angle without having to use the attachment bridging and stuff. It's a bit of a pain in the butt. I have to keep that there because the cab is on suspension, so it can move like in real life. And then I also have to try and get the exhaust and intakes Ram. Another thing is I wish we could change the snap points rather than only doing it in 90 degrees. There are ways to get things to snap and just be on different angles, but it's kind of difficult without, even with using, well, you have to use the tools, but it's difficult. Like with this truck, I had to run these two banks down to here where they connect to each other, and then this bank is just on its own all the way back here, and then I ran it as if it's a single exhaust, but it's weird. So I'll probably end up doing something similar with this, but either way, I wanted to worry about the floor first. So I just need to undo these couple parts here and move them back by one. Move the whole thing up a bit more so it's easier to get under it. Move that back, and that is no longer clipping through there. And it should be fine. Everything should still be properly attached. I'll lock this into place and then see if everything's still proper. It looks... ooh. That is not connected anymore, but that is an easy fix. I think that's all aluminum. For that, I can just put a plate on top of it. Like so. Is this side still attached? Yes, okay. So that, for the most part, fixes that issue. I am going to just simply fill in this hole for now. That hole was originally for the like shift levers because I had my old 3-speed in this, but I'm not using that anymore, so I don't need that hole in there anymore. I would also like to put a wood panel on the back here. And then I think I'm going to switch panels on the floor to rubber, because it makes more sense than having the wood on the floor. I don't think they had the rubber option when I first made this. So there we go. Now it's more like proper floor mats, and then the rest is the nice looking wood. Seats are pretty far back, so I'm not going to bring that down any. There's not much else I need to do in the interior. It has the lights that it needs for that. Does it have... It doesn't have lockers in the rear diffs. So I will quickly add lockers to the rear end. To do so, I'm going to grab the couple prefab differentials that I made, axles, the rear ones, and then kind of pull them apart a bit. I want that to come apart. That's why. There we go. And then duplicate that. I need this gear. Let's raise this up so it's a bit easier to see. Put this on that spider. And again on this end. And then this needs to go where it can slide into place and connect to this and that. I put it there. Okay. Can you not be a pain in the butt? It does not want to go where I want it to go because of this. So let's adjust this. Just put it like that for now. Hold on. How did I line it up in these ones again? It's back a bit, okay. So I will need to extend that a little bit. There goes my controller disconnecting and messing up my controls. Alright. That goes like that, sets to rotate and move. Make sure that isn't connected there. Now that gear can come forwards and mesh with that and that one, and it should work. Let's bring that down. And then go like that. And that should be fine. I'll test it really quick. Which is going to be a bit of a pain in the butt without being able to start the engine or anything. Let's just make sure it can move. Oops. It's not gonna work if I don't mount it all the way. Alright, I should be able to... I might be able to just put an axle over that way. Will that attach? Not quite, so... Let's do this. Put that there, and there we go. That is now properly attached and locked in place, and that should work for locking the differential. So now when I press, what, 7? 7. It moves forwards and locks into place. And it looks like it is fine. 8, and it moves back. Cool. Oops. Now I just need to do the same thing with this one. So remove that. Extend this out by 1. I would like to make like the differential housing smaller as well, like I did on the other ones. But this chuck was made originally before I started using the script mods and whatnot. So I want to keep it as much, like as close to how it was before as I can keep it. Get rid of all of this now. Then I need to lengthen that. Really? Make sure that's not connected. Lock all of this back into place. Put this back in its spot. And then make sure this one, or this end, doesn't move. Which I can simply shorten that and have it go into a block there. So I don't need that. Oh, that works fine. Okay. I'll just do that and leave that where it was. Oh, hold on. False. Okay. There we go. It now has rear locking differentials. There's no differential in the front, so I don't have to deal with that. Do I have a battery? Oops, behind the dash. I don't. Alright. I'll likely... What is that? Why is... Oh! I forgot I put some, like, accent lighting under the dash. That's kinda neat. This thing does have underglow. I don't know why. I felt like putting underglow on it, and that's one reason it's such a pain in the butt to wire everything up. But whatever. Back to the steering. This part should work fine. I just need to move this bit over somehow. It is such a pain not being able to put things on proper angles. Okay. I could... I also don't really like how the hood is done like that. That's lower. What if I raise that up and give myself a bit more space? I'm going to redo this part. Okay, so if I remove this, copy that, take that one out as well. Move that to there. I should be able to... I'm just trying to think of what gears I need to use. Oops. I now need to bring it down here. So if I go over by one more, that gear there, move that to there, put another one of these here with that there. Whoopsies. That transfers the power that way. And then I can put this there. This there instead. Grabbed that. And it is now connected. I just hope the steering wheel turns the proper way. So let's hook up the steering servo, which is there. And the... Ooh, okay. I am going to put a hydraulic assist on this as well. So let's change the length of these. I'm going to mount this all the way over here instead. Then I'll grab a couple more. Actually, I'll just run over to this truck really quick and grab that, since it's already set up for what I need. Get rid of those. Okay, I think that's, yeah, that's like that. Bring that there, lock all of this into place. So, copy that, put it there, lock it into place, grab an axle. Just as a proper hydraulic steering assist. There we go, that should be fine. It's backwards. It's the steering servo overpowering that. Which one's the wrong way? Okay, it's the piston that's backwards. That's interesting. Because it's proper on... Ooh. Maybe it's not the proper way on that one. I'll have to look into that. Alright. There we go. That is fine. Make sure the steering wheel rotates properly. It's not rotating at all. Because something is not set to rotate. That one. Okay, now it should turn. And it's still being weird. It's going the wrong way, for one. And it's still not rotating properly. Okay. Now it should work. I also need to move that to there. Now, if it rotates the right way, I can shorten. Yep, there we go. It doesn't turn as far as I'd like it to, but as long as it does turn, that's fine. Actually, that's one thing that I liked about my Focus that I had, is it had a really quick steering rack on it. Alright, I'm just going to lock everything. I also need to change the engine mounts so they aren't clipping through everything, and I need to move where the alternators are. Okay. On the other truck, I had them just kind of both go to the same center point. This also shouldn't need that bottom starter, because that one doesn't. And it's the same engine. You know what? I'm going to connect this back up to the battery to duplicate it. Since it's the same engine and very similar chassis, I can just grab the engine mounts. Can't stand that. Whenever you use the angled engine block pieces, it causes it to put the vehicle on weird angles. Those, and there we go. Engine mounts. Carry these over here. Get these ones out. I only do it this way so that the engine can kind of move and shake like it does in real life. Just a little tiny bit of extra realism. This should work much better without anything really clipping through anything else. Clips into the starter a tiny bit, which is still a little annoying, but it's fine. Lock that. This side on. There we go. Alrighty. That's that. The engine mounts are on again. I am out of time for today now, but that's basically everything that I wanted to finish up. I do need to finish up the hood now. I just need to put a plate across here, which that'll be simple, actually. You know what? It'll be so simple that I can just do it like this. There we go. And the hole back here is a little bit smaller now. But I do like having these holes here and there so that any air coming in through the grill can then come back out fairly easily. I will go through it off camera, like I said, and reconnect everything to the batteries. I'll put the alternators somewhere in a good spot. I'll probably do the intake and exhaust the same way I did on this one. So with this one, the intake is just kind of tucked up there on both sides. It then comes through the hood, or not through the hood, behind the hood into this box that simulates like a filter box, a big filter box. And then there's some tubes or piping that goes from there up to the front and then into the engine. And then I already explained how I ran the exhaust. So for all intents and purposes, this truck is now done. I do need to update it with the sleeper variant. Whoops, as I smacked the microphone by accident. Because there are also different versions of the hood, but I need to adjust them. But yeah, there's the sleeper variant, so I do need to extend the chassis and swap that over to that. But once I do that, it will be done, because I actually quite like how it looks with the sleeper on the back. So yeah, I might do this bit in the next video, but when I get to the next video, yeah, okay, I'll extend it and put the sleeper on in the next video, but I will finish up the last couple things of this off camera so I can do that, and then it will finally be done, and then I will likely upload it at that point. I will also likely upload the couple variants that I have done of the Peach, because the two-door variant, as far as I'm concerned, is done. I need to put the locking differentials on it still. But aside from that, this is also basically done. So I will finally be able to upload these two things that I've been wanting to upload for quite some time. I am also going to change the mud flaps so that they are... Move that one. I'm going to change the mud flaps. These work, but they bounce off the tire and flip around and stuff. So what I ended up doing was using the angle limiters that they added in a recent update, just to kind of limit it from hitting the tire. And then I hung it in a different way and just changed it a little bit to make it look better. But either way, as usual, if you have any tips, tricks, questions, anything you want... Oh, that's from the hood. Anything you want me to check out, feel free to leave it in the comments below. And as always, I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.